Welcome back, everybody. We're starting our match number 2, PiP versus Luminosity Gaming. It's gonna be good.
Pirates in pajamas.
Pirates in pajamas?
Yeah.
It's a good name. Check out the logo.
Oh, is it really Pirates in pajamas? Yeah. I didn't know Pirates in pajamas.
It's a
great name.
It's a big win for them though, up against LFO to be coming here, still alive in the lower bracket. I didn't expect to see it.
It fuels you up. You're an underdog, and you've already overcome a roster that you're like, oh, should we be able to beat LFO? Now, you're playing against a Luminosity roster that just lost 0-3 against M80. This is a great opportunity to surpass all expectations and secure even more circuit points.
Yeah, I think eyes are going to be on Strider. Can he replicate the aggression that Hawk was showing? We did see in that clip from LFO that they were playing that Orisa comp, so it's possible. But, well, I guess we'll get to see against LG, can you still replicate that success?
Yeah.
And of course, they're going up against Luminosity, who suffered a tough loss. But do you think they could make a comeback?
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of standout moments still from this roster. You're playing M80, which is one of the best teams in the region. Vision again. I think Vision was a standout in that series. His Sojourn gameplay was extremely good.
Right.
Then also had the later swap to Cassidy as well, which could prove useful in this matchup if you need to utilize it. I've seen Vision on Ashe, for example, in the past. And well, I don't think Ashe is that meta at the moment. You know, it's good to know that your Hexcam player is comfortable swapping around depending on what you're currently facing, right? So if we see a matchup which requires some flexibility, this roster is definitely capable of it. And Dante, I think the big question for this series is, are you going to commit to the Zarya, or will we see Dante flex up some of his tank picks depending on what they're playing too?
Yeah, he definitely can handle the Orisa, but Zarya has to be a comfort hero for him. So, like you said, I guess that's a big question for them. You don't have much time, right, coming into this match. That's the price of taking the L in the upper bracket. You have another chance, but not much time for back to the drawing board where PiP has been able to watch you. So the question is, can they sort of stop the momentum or stop the bleeding of that loss and turn it into some positive momentum? I think map 1 is very important for the emotional standing of the series.
Yep.
All right. Looking at the map picks, we're going to Samoa first, selected by Luminosity Gaming. What's your takeaway from that?
I mean, LG has picked this map before. They seem to like Samoa, just a comfortable map for them. I do feel like some of the maps are very close range, right? Like on Volcano, I could totally see the Zarya's range, making her really powerful. I think it's when you're in these long range engagements and there's hard corners to turn. That's where the Orisa felt the best, and I'm not seeing so much of that on Samoa, so it might be an indication, at least on this map, they could stick with what they've been practicing, what they've been training.
All right, PiP versus Luminosity Gaming. Let's get right into the game. Jack and Matt, take it away.
Thank you, Danny. I'm waiting for you to do some telestrations and just be like this and just
over there.
You should absolutely come and do that. You got to do that, Danny. 100. Look how jacked that man is.
We need a poll. We need another poll. We need a poll where I would want to see Jake with Danny's tank top on show the cat off. I think they should do like a like in basketball or like sports. They do a jersey swap. You guys should just stand there and do a shirt swap with each other there for the next segment. I think that would be great.
What is this show turned into? I like it, honestly. I think we should keep going. Next level
for the content.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get into the game. Yeah, Pirates in Pajamas versus Luminosity, Matt. I mean, Pirates in Pajamas right now, they got knocked down to the lower bracket by Timeless. They're on a full revenge tour here
surprising.
too. Yeah, wow. All right, match prediction from the chat. Pirates in Pajamas, 78-22. Oh, it's the other way around.
That's
apparently.
wrong.
Okay, well, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, man, people are turning their back on Luminosity.
Yeah, quickly,
real
oh yeah, we're out. There's no way.
I never want to see them again. No, that'll be 78% in favor of Luminosity. But Pirates in Pajamas, the lesser known names of the players will have in the server, but they've been on a quite nice run. They're running that Orisa comp, which we just saw give Luminosity trouble, where we haven't had too many like major upsets, I would say, in the OWCS thus far. Maybe this could be one, on the outside, possibly an upset. Or, looks
they're beating
like
them while they're down, Matt. That's all you need to think about when you're going into this game. Is that, hey, you just lost 3-0. Just start, pummeling them. I mean, I think Pirates in Pajamas, they got the tenacity to do it. They're, like I said before, they're on a revenge tour here. Got knocked down by Timeless. They got beaten by Students of the Game in their group as well. Like, whoever they face, or whoever the winner of the next match is, they will face if they end up winning here. So they got to make a full lower bracket run, and they get some sweet revenge as a cherry on top. But first, their opponent is Luminosity Gaming. And yeah, like you said, name value-wise, yeah, Luminosity definitely have the edge here. But from that last game, and the Death spoke about it a little bit, Luminosity, it wasn't that definitive, but it was still them going down 0-3. I mean, PiP, they must be feeling really confident in their game right now coming into this. You've got to have like confidence of an elephant here. An elephant? They have confidence, right? Assume
yeah,
so.
I
They're
guess.
pretty big.
I mean, the elephants are pretty large, right? So I assume that they have, you know,
A lot of confidence.
seeing all the other small critters running around.
Yeah.
It'll be Luminosity ended up running the Orisa here, so they kind of go. We saw them run the Zarya pretty much, all throughout the last series outside of like
Right.
Midtown. So now they actually want to kind of like play this mirror.
I really like this. I think on this point specifically as well, the Zarya is a little bit harder to pull off because you're not really kind of engaging in close range. You're literally just waiting for your DPS to find picks and help them with the bubbles, and you can't really do much of this either, especially when the point does unlock. Looks like Strider wants to push Dante off of the high ground. However, Luminosity do manage to find the cap fairly early on. Dante willing to take that 1v1, doesn't want to let a death go PiP's or their way, so they end up just surviving for as long as they can. They get the cap, and then they go on their assault. Magic Mayball and Vision do end up trading here, but Luminosity still control the point. Taeyong ends up falling down to Squid. There's a little bit of a roundabout there, playing around that central column, but it's Luminosity coming out on top here with control of the point and the win in that team fight.
Yeah, really like messy fight to kick things off. Luminosity ends up getting control of the point and then just kind of like bullies their way through Pirates in Pajamas. That's a long range stun there on a Divinity. Gets him quite low. Not low enough to have him get finished off, but let's see how this next fight kicks off. Pirates in Pajamas, they're going to have to, cross this large space here, try and make a play for this high ground, or, I mean, you can drop low, try and contest, and that's what Strider decides to do.
That's a really good pick as well. Oh, yeah, a second one. All right, where are the supports? Nowhere to be found. For your Luminosity right now, Vision's got the overclock, but just getting, well, not quite close to the overclock just yet. But if they had that one, maybe they would have turned that one around. But PiP taking care of both supports just like that. I mean, that's an easy flip. Luminosity managed to drag out for a few more percentage points there, so they didn't come out with a complete loss. At least it wasn't an instant cap from Pirates in Pajamas.
You also, though, you get the Kitsune Rush, right? Luminosity ends up using the Kitsune Rush there, so Pirates in Pajamas, they win that fight with that big support ultimate coming out from Luminosity. And now you have, both of your support ultimates. You have, control of the point. You're in a spot where you can, tie it up and then even surpass the percentage gain.
All right, Pirates, they know they have the advantage with the rush. Suzu on to Dante. As, yeah, Luminosity just going for a quick disengage. No use fighting into that. You're almost bound to lose unless you find a pick instantly. Oh, nice bit. Knocks Strider onto the low ground. This is bad for Strider, although nice little boot. Little bit of heal from Magic Mayball, but no! Vision forces the Ajax. Magic Mayball sniped out of the air. That beat long gone, and so is Chronic. I mean, a later beat from Juby here was going to be better, but they might not have even needed it. Nice kill from Vision, just takes over that fight, and an easy cap for Luminosity.
Yeah, Pirates in Pajamas takes the lead, but man, what shots there by Vision. Connects with Magic Mayball. Not able to land that sound barrier right in that animation. Just gets sniped as Vision had a really good series, even in a 3-0 loss in the last one, I thought. Picking up where he left off here early against Pirates in Pajamas.
Taejong again coming out with a pulse bomb kill to start off the fight. However, got to be quite cautious here if your Pirates are still fighting into a Kitsune Rush. Pulse bomb for King, looking for the Lucio. Magic Mayball got Blink smacked around the corner. So at least they trade the Lucios here. Pirates in Pajamas still in control though.
Look at this flip.
Oh, good kill. All right, good exit kill. With Pirates finding the flip, like you said. They could be able to play up here quite considerably. They might have to make this last fight too if they really want to go crazy, although no ults in the bank, Matt. I don't think they want to play that up close and personal.
I mean, you're relying on like maybe a Chronic railgun shot here to give you like a player advantage going in, but really nobody has much of anything to work with here in our final fight. I know King's got this pulse bomb, but outside of that, everybody running on empty. Outside of Divinity now building up towards this rush could be massive.
I mean, that's just an outplay there. Taejong just outplaying King, forcing the recall and just hanging around, waiting for that to expire. And hey, would you look at that? A free kill on the Tracer. 99% taken over to OT. PiP making this one look easy, and Taejong specifically finding 2 picks straight out of the gate, straight out into some of these fights, these post-bomb kills. He's looking fantastic so far. Again, confidence brimming, you'd imagine. Luminosity feels like they should not be in this position. They don't want to be here again, Matt. They don't want to go down 2-0 to start off a series.
And I mean, it's kind of a brutal scenario, probably worst case, like you lose 3-0, like losing the first map here. It's like, how many times has players like Dante or, I mean, really anybody on the team lost 4 maps straight, right? I mean, probably rarely ever, right? You just kind of, get in this pretty brutal cycle. And for PiP, you're like, hey, we beat LFO. Probably a lot of people didn't expect that to happen. You come in here, you win map number 1. You're kind of playing with house money. I mean, it would be a huge win for them if they're able to do it. Taejong will switch over to the Tracer. So we're going to get a good old run back here at our next point.
High ground control though for Pirates. Squid going super low. They receive a brief headshot there. Chubi, that was close. That railgun landed, maybe that boop and a little bit of extra damage from the Lucio would have resulted in a quick kill. However, Vision and the rest of Luminosity are able to start the cap. Now with this push in onto the backline from Pirates in Pajamas, just too strong. Both Sojins now down, so the tanks try and force the positioning of the other one. It's Dante getting the better of Strider. As King takes care of Taejong. Nice little cap there from Luminosity. Pirates in Pajamas just unable to get a first kill there, even though they have the high ground. Juby escorting already back from spawn. They're going to be a full group by the time Pirates manage to get back themselves.
Pretty similar to how the last point started off, though, right? Luminosity gets a really fast first fight win, and then Pirates in Pajamas battle back. So see, they want to take control over this like high ground area here, over on like the left side of the point. See if they can get like the Sojourn at an advantage up there. Maybe land a big railgun shot and then follow up after that.
Found success with the post bombs before. Can he do it again? No, relying on the other DPS. Why not? Chronic lands a nice headshot onto Vision. Post bomb from King hits the Orisa, but they managed to get away. That fortified spear spin enough for Strider to get out of dodge. Dante not quite so lucky though. Taejong again opening up some of these fights with a post kill. Both the DPS from Pirates in Pajamas right now, feeling like they have Vision and King's numbers. They're just gapping on DPS, especially these first picks. Luminosity are going to lose this point. Taejong, just an absolute beast on the Tracer. My God, man, calm down.
It's like the blink with the melee with like the recall and like all like almost like one type of like button press where like all kind of like registers at the same time. I mean, absolutely nasty stuff as Dante's gonna step onto the point. Just try and get some control, but I do like this spot that Pirates in Pajamas playing from, right? Trying to control that high ground.
All right, safer beat from Magic Maple there. Doesn't want to get sniped again. Nice Terror Surge drags people in. Vision susceptible to that railgun when he's just kind of hanging around the Orisa. Terror Surge points in control of Pirates in Pajamas right now with Strider locking Dante in a smaller prison. This is the gameplay that I want to see. Just 2 Orisas looking at each other, just shooting and waving goodbye. Pirates in Pajamas in firm control.
If they were Magas, they'd still be alive.
That is so true.
They'd just be standing at each other, just raining bullets into each other's skulls. But that's going to be Pirates in Pajamas taking the lead, and that's like all set up. I know Strider goes towards the point, does the Terror Surge, and then actually just drags a player in for Chronic to land a big railgun shot. So interesting interaction there. But it's really been Pirates in Pajamas controlling this high ground that overlooks the point. That's been the difference in their hold.
Taejong's pulse again. I'm ready and waiting for it. Bobby Chronic this time around. Doesn't need a post bomb for that kill. King just getting taken down by Taejong is so important for PiP's game plan now. Taejong could just harass the backline and maybe even go for a little spawn cap if he wants to, but with Strider dead, they've lost all their front line. I mean, Taejong had a perfect position to maybe get a spawn cap or a kill on a backliner, but unfortunately the rest of your team died. Luminosity do end up finding the flip. Pirates in Pyjamas up to 90%. They're hunting Taejong right now, and Dante, well, he smells him, but luckily Taejong gets us out alive. Just barely.
Yeah, they probably would like to have him in that fight, considering everything that happened.
Oh,
but
Suzu!
Luminosity get bullied off this high ground again.
Oh my god! Taejong again. We'll get a brief listening though near the ending of this map.
It's okay, it's okay.
We have
Okay,
Orisa
turn
B
there,
on
I think.
point. Just fight point with Orisa B. What are you beating me
Yeah,
for?
show me. I don't know. Check. I might be nothing. I'm beating only Sojo, only being Soj.
Okay.
Kaide, flip. Living, really live. They pulse, careful.
I bell in the
You're chronic.
Okay, I'm gonna lean left. I'm starting to look for a result. Let's start with condition. They have full rail left.
Okay, I beat for Sojo.
Full rail left, full rail.
If we see slide, we in the sojourn.
Yeah, she's real.
Fuck you. I bell for pulse.
Tracer right.
Okay.
I'm walking left side with
Okay.
a result. 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Or Sojourn. Sojourn.
Keep going.
Big Sojourn.
What's against it?
Sojourn 1.
Oh, my bad. It's okay.
Very
I
end
realized
just
I beat you.
couldn't make that stick. Oh my god. And you saw the cooldown usage there and just the calling of the ultimates too. Magic Mabel saying, I'm only going to sound barrier this Sojo. But they ended up going so deep trying to catch Vision, who did end up sliding away. But Dante just stood in front of the rest of the team, hit the Fortify, hit the spin, and they just couldn't get to Vision. So Magic Mabel then forced a sound barrier and they just couldn't execute on it. And yeah, no pulse bomb, and Taejong not being able to pick up an early kill there was really their downfall at the very end of it.
Yeah, I also think they could have like potentially engaged a little bit faster, right? They like back up and let them flip the point, and then there's an opportunity where they put down some decent damage, where maybe if they speed and then follow up with the sound barrier, they have a window. I also think, you know, at least from some of the comms, I'd love to take another listen to it again, but like at another time. But it sounds like they maybe thought that Luminosity had more ults than they actually did. That, you know, for a second, it maybe thought they like, you know, respected them a little bit too much. Where on the other side, it was really just, I think, the sound barrier from Juby, and that was it.
All right, final round of Samoa now. I do like this map in a way. It does remind me of Oasis, of course, with the giant thing in the middle, and then there's got the little bit where you can run through. Very easy to
The
kind of hide.
pergola in the middle, as Mitch calls it.
Pergola?
Yeah, I think that's
Really?
the word he uses.
Pergola?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. You know, I can't really tell sometimes.
Yeah, he doesn't speak normal English. Most of the time, at least. Or maybe he's too intellectual for us to understand. Probably the former. All right,
He like reads books and stuff.
It's so true. Chronic going super low. All right, there's the kill. Chronic was so low in the backline there. King getting both the DPS of Pirates in Pyjamas. Nice clean fight. Chronic just having to back all the way up there is kind of rough because your healers obviously, or the main source you're healing at least, in Divinity and the Kiriko was super far up, just trying to heal Strider through all the damage. As soon as the Orisa uses all those cooldowns, pretty big head hitbox, don't forget. So a lot of incoming Sojourn shots can really make sure Orisa is checked in the front line. That is a good spear.
Yeah, and I wonder, you know, Pirates in Pyjamas, right? You get so close to winning that round. I wonder if you're a little bit rattled. That Kasune rush in sound barrier here, layer for Luminosity.
Yeah, they really wanted to save Vision, but cannot stay alive through the rush, through the sound barrier. They just couldn't keep him up. They saw the slide, they just inted in. The game plan, and we heard from the comms too, for Pirates in Pyjamas is force the slide and then just int onto the Sojourn. Hey, it's been working out for them thus far. King 1 HP, 1 melee should do it. Boom. Taejong is doing a good job of keeping King in check, and a little bit more even this time around with King picking up the first kill onto Taejong, of course.
It's pretty similar to kind of like what the desk was talking about, right? Like find a target, you know, and have the Orisa just charge that target down. And there's nothing really that player can do. So get the big movement cooldown out of the Sojourn, and then collapse right on top of that hero. As this point also feels like it's going to be one that's very difficult to, take back. Just like the one on Oasis where we see just tons of stall, just a lot to cover on the point. Going to lead to a lot of contest.
Vision, again, forced to use that slide super early, had
nice
to back
shots.
all the way up, and Chronic landing some nasty shots as well, yeah. It was a rough fight for Luminosity. Vision's playing super far up as well, Matt. And knowing Pirates in Pyjamas game plan, like, they are really just hinting on that character. Well, they're trying to as much as they can. And you can see Chronic willing to kind of step out and, like, get an off angle too. So when Vision does end up trying to peek back into the fight, trying to make their presence known, Chronic's just got a fully charged railgun ready to go.
Yeah, when they push the Sojourn now, right, with the Orisa, like the Tracer's coming on the backside as well. So there's absolutely no way that Sojourn's going to be able to get out with their life. As Pirates in Pyjamas takes a pretty healthy lead now. Luminosity needs to fight win fast, right? Because you can easily see Pirates in Pyjamas getting up to 80+%.
Oh, here's that pincer again. Taejong almost finding the one clip onto Squid. Suzu was used. Oh dear, no Suzu for Magic Mayball, unfortunately. Terra Surge is decent there. It actually catches Vision. A lot of a health bar kind of eaten away, but Dante is there for the trade. That rush is going to be put to good use, but Dante's just playing on top of it. So Pirates in Pyjamas can't really get in there and make use of that cooldown and that damage increase, that rate of fire increase. And with Dante just holding down this point, I mean, the PiP, they can just kind of cycle around here. So they are able to gain some more percentage points. And Dante is going to be able to lock this one down, at least kill Taejong, but still a 99% flip here is all that Luminosity are going to get awarded.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge though, right? If you're Pirates in Pyjamas, get it to 99. Strider probably switches back, not going to kind of keep playing the Doom into this. Yeah, going to go back to the Orisa. So you have about, what, 2 fights here if you're Pirates in Pyjamas to maybe make a play. He's on one today. I tell you what, we did a walk earlier and he's not having it.
He wants another one, bro. Just take him in the break, man. All good. We won't blame him. All right, Chronic with the railgun. We'll see how they approach this fight. Of course, they do have the sound barrier too from Magic Mayball. We'll see if the same is kind of true here for Beat, but it looks like they probably just want to match beats here. Juby wants to go aggressive with his sound barrier. Almost flipped the map this point as well. Magic Mayball taking a lot of damage, just lining himself up against Luminosity. It is going to be last fight with 15% to go, but with Taejong dead, Luminosity want to press this issue. There's the Terra Surge. Chronic has to get out of there. Luckily, a lot of that overhealth absorbing the damage from the Terra Surge. The Orisa didn't hold it for that long, as Vision and the rest of Luminosity just hound down Strider. Dante just performing Lord's work, just distracting 2 members of PiP, and there's the point, there's the cap, and Luminosity take the first map. Pirates in Pyjamas just unable to get that one done. Oh, Luminosity really feeling themselves now. They got to get themselves back in this bracket, being knocked down to the lowers earlier on.
Yeah, Hugo wanted to get a good vision vantage point there. Oh no, he's done. He saw the end of the map, and he's good. He's retreated back to his bed here at this point. But crazy into the map, and also like what that fight probably kicked off like 70% on the point. Yeah. And we go all the way to the end. I mean, so you see there on just like how we see on Oasis, like City Center, like. You get like 2 fights, with how long you can just kind of stall that out, and you lose the Tracer early, and it's really difficult for Pirates in Pyjamas to bounce back from that. Although really close map number 1. I think this series, we feel like a lot of these series, like, oh, it's going to be close, and it's a 3-0, but this series looks to be, I think it was just more of like, will this series be competitive, like back and forth? It looks like that Pirates in Pyjamas definitely has the talent to hang with Luminosity.
Yeah. We priced this in. We're going the distance, maybe 4, maybe 5. It's not going to be 3 Overwatch. Not a guarantee, of course. I can't make those. It's not happening. I always get proven wrong in the end. Taejong had a fantastic first round here too, Matt, with the Tracer picks were just spectacular. I think a lot of the time it was either him or Chronic getting a railgun kill or a pulse. Really good execution on the dives as well, but it felt like near the end of that, Luminosity getting a little bit more wise to what the game plan of Pirates in Pyjamas was, and a lot of that time was force vision to use the slide and then just run after them. I mean, this is just silly. That is just ridiculous.
I mean, that is
Orisa gameplay moment.
Yeah, when somebody's like, explain to me pro Overwatch, that's the clip that we should use. Both Arisas just dumping clips into each other in the corner as everybody else plays. But no, I feel like the second round here this is the one that probably Pirates and Pajamas needed to have, right? You know, you invest so much here at the end, try and make a play for that Sojourn, doesn't really work out. Probably a little bit of a window to go a little bit earlier, but you know, they don't have the benefit of knowing exactly what ultimates are on the other side like we do. And in this last round, it feels like that, you know, Luminosity, you know, once they kind of like got that first pick off at the end, there was no way they were going to lose it.
Yeah, that play from Dante as well, just running to the backlining, hitting the Terror Surge. Even if he gives up his life in that instance, he's distracting like 2 people at like a minimum almost there, and then you saw the rest of Luminosity like, oh, okay, we're just going to bundle on top of Strider who doesn't have CDs left, and then where's your point presence, where's your front line, where's your big engagement tool, and they ended up winning out that round. Pretty similar stats across the board here, Matt, on Samoa. Again, no real shocks. It was very back and forth. I mean, we're really going to start seeing the difference makers here a little bit later on in these different map types. It's always very chaotic control, it feels like. I wouldn't say it's coin toss, but it's as close to coin toss as you can get when it comes to game modes.
Yeah, I mean, the stats here, I mean, this is the closest you're going to get, right? I know in a game of Overwatch, it feels like the stats are typically so lopsided, you know, somebody 3-0s the other or, you know, whatever, and we see the stats. Also, such a team-oriented game, even with the, you know, newest update that, you know, one team blows the other out. You're not going to see a crazy performance from anybody on the other side. But I think there's some good things to take if you are Pirates in Pajamas from that map number 1. Can definitely hang. Seems like, you know, in the terms of the damage dealer battle, you know, you get winning a lot of the time, it feels like, you know, at least, you know, from the first map. And you force them to play the Orisa, which seems like is something you're pretty comfortable with. So some good signs for Pirates in Pajamas, even though they lose map number 1.
Yeah, down to Clown with the Orisa. And it feels like a battle of the DPS for me currently. Chronic and Vision on the Sojourns, and then King and Taejong on the Tracers. These Tracers have been so sick. And it was backwards and forward. I mean, Taejong had a fantastic round number 1, and then King was kind of slapping back as well. It's been really good to see. And like, come on, like Tracer and Sojourn in the meta, like what more can you really ask for? A little bit of Widowmaker too. I mean, we're seeing that sprinkled in. I mean, I'm a happy man. Also want to see a little bit of Torb, which we've seen on Oasis. Like, it's the DPS players are eating right now.
Sojourn feels like creeping into always pretty good territory with Tracer. Just feels like the ability to escape, the ability to burst damage, you know, consistent damage with like the kind of like SMG assault rifle, feels like can do just about everything. It's kind of, you know, when you look at like heroes like Soldier 76, like, and then you look at a hero like Sojourn, just compare their kits, you can tell which one was made on release and which one was made like
so
recently.
So true. Bro's got legs versus
which
her
one was
rocket feet or rocket shins,
right.
I should say.
Can like boost jump into outer space. So like, you know, kind of makes some of the other damage dealers like in that category like a little bit obsolete, and then you combine that with Tracer, right? Just 2 damage dealers with you know, good consistent damage, good ability to burst, survivability. Like there's not a lot of reasons to veer away from those 2 heroes at the moment. Luminosity on defense, right? We talk about, you know, the Tracer and the Sojourn seems pretty stable across the board. They'll actually have Dante play the Zarya, so we'll get another shot at the Zarya as Pirates in Pajamas. This isn't going to be a Sigma pick. It's just at the start to throw the shield, and then it's going to be the Orisa. So Luminosity wants to go back to the Zarya again. You know, after we saw them use it against M80, didn't exactly work there. Let's see how it works here against Pirates in Pajamas.
Yeah, worth keeping in mind as well, though, Hawk versus Strider. There's quite, I don't know how much you call that gap, but I mean, Hawk, one of the very best, one of the best to ever do it in North America, that is for sure, on the Orisa. Strider, unfortunately, going down to Juby. Quick reset. Nice little rotation through the small little laundromat, I think that is. I think it's a laundromat. Ideally, you just get onto that mega health pack room, right? And then just peek your little head out. You're laughing, but I think there's a laundromat, Matt. I think it's a, it's got to be, I think. There's tumble dryers in there, I think.
Oh, it's got to be. I mean, there's no way.
Like, what else would it be?
Anything else, but I mean, can't be anything else but a laundromat. There's no way.
What is it? Like a 7-Eleven or something? No, it's got washing machines in it, bro. Uh-oh.
So any building with a washing machine is a laundromat?
No, I didn't say that. There's multiple, Matt.
Do you live in a laundromat?
No, I don't. I've got one in my apartment. I have a dryer. I have a washer. There's just a building.
So
with a
for
roof
you,
over
it categorizes as a laundromat.
Can you count? Do you have eyes? Put on your glasses, Matt. Come on, bro. There's like multiple. Okay, you're taking stuff out of context here. Come on. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, please. Let's get back to the game. That was a bit of a rough start from Pirates in Pajamas.
Why are you saying please like you want somebody to manually set the clock?
I want you to please. How about please shut your trap, Matt? Is what I'm saying.
Strider uses every cooldown to get here towards that fire truck, and he is now in a very difficult position as just kind of gets like bullied towards the side here. And that's what you saw when we had the M80 series, like Hawk not have to do, right? He didn't feel like he needed to use those cooldowns to cross that gap.
Right.
Then the Orisa can use the cooldowns to, you know, get into the back line or, you know, get on top of a player. And that's when it becomes dangerous. In this situation, once Strider uses those cooldowns just to get to that point, then Dante just runs them. He's like, hey, I have 2 bubbles and the Orisa has no defensives. Like, let's just charge at her, and you see the Orisa just kind of crumble.
Luminosity got to know they're ahead on ult charge in this point as well. So going early for Dante here might be name of the game. Catching that Soldier would be absolute perfection. Spear spin already used. This is a go time for Dante if he really wants to do it. Little bubble there on Vision, who's taking a fair bit of damage on that high ground, but still having a good angle to go for the cross. Looks like Chronic wants to try and get an ang there as well, but it's just not happening. Sound Barrier comes out for Luminosity, a pulse bomb onto Strider, but Vision's just happy to just duel Chronic in the backline, who didn't end up crossing with the rest of his team. Dante in a little bit of trouble, same with Vision, ends up dashing away. Nice little boop. Dante throws out the grab in the meantime, though, to make sure Strider can't continue his rampage. Sound Barrier is going to make sure the Orisa stays alive, but an extremely messy fight here, with Vision still alive in the train car too. Strider and the rest of Pirates in Pajamas are having to back up, as Dante is going to come back in just a moment, but PiP want to make sure this is an even fight, or, well, close to even as it can be, I'd imagine. Pirates now on the point, double DPS ult, but Luminosity still have a chance to come back in with this rush.
Yeah, they're waiting for the rush here, you know, potentially getting into a good spot. And look at this, it's going to be the spear spin just to try and stay alive here for Strider as he gets pushed all the way out.
There's just no way, and Divinity dead too. Oh, King up in the high ground. He was just waiting for him. 10 seconds to go. This is just a full hold from Luminosity, and maybe just a quick 2-0 as well. I mean, Tedong, there's nothing there for you, unfortunately. King tries to go for the nice pulse, didn't end up landing, gave him the bag, and I would too. A full hold for Luminosity Gaming. Whips out the moves as well. Love to see it.
He hits the dance at the end. That's tough.
That's
right there. The
really
kill
tough.
into the verified Overwatch League player spray into the dance is, you know, that's the most like, you know, Fortnite win end we've seen in a while here to an Overwatch type game. You know, Fortnite, you gotta like get that like BM there at the end of a game, right?
It's
that's
so
like,
true,
you know, whenever you die, like somebody starts busting out the gritty, you know, shooting confetti out of their head.
Getting the gritty.
Yeah, right? Give Tracer the gritty.
Yeah.
That should be the...
That would be sick. Wait a second, he's cooking? He's cooking?
So Pirates in Pajamas, they don't even get a tick, right? They're just never able to close the gap to the fire truck and to the point, like without everybody dropping to like 50% HP. And when your only option to live is to go inside of a really small room and the other team is playing Tracer and Zarya and they can just run in there, you're not going to live very often. So does not work out in Pirates in Pajamas' favor. They looked pretty good in map number 1 here at the start, and map number 2, I believe this is their selection as well.
Yeah.
Not off to a great start. They're going to play Sigma on defense. I mean, this is such a defensive comp built around just like tons of damage, right? Tons of poke damage. Sigma, Baptiste, and Zen going to make it very difficult for Dante to get in position. And then hopefully for them, they have the Echo.
Are they just going to go dive?
Get rid of it. But yep, they're going to switch right away.
Or Diva.
Winston,
Yep. Yeah, this is a good one.
So you full on dive here. So this is a good decision here from Luminosity. Instead of just trying to get that Orisa into position, like let's just dive and use hypermobility. You're also with the luxury of only needing one tick, right? So it's not like, you know, you need this comp to work out the entire time. You literally just need to get that first tick on the point and you're good.
Do they know Vision's on the train car as well? That is the big question, because that backline is going to be pretty vulnerable. Yeah, Vision's already in the backline. Divinity in a little bit of trouble. Oh, Rock lands, but Vision hits the recall just in time. One tick! One tick! One tick! Yep, one tick was all... Yep, all right, one tick. There it is. Luminosity. Yeah, they just push. Well, they just push them all the way back. That was it. It was over. That was a speed run, surely, right? For that match.
They probably would have, you know, the dive was intended to get into the back line, get a kill, and then probably go back to the point, not just like dive and then have the Lucio just sit on the point. Yeah.
Well,
it happens. It happens.
That's rough.
Look, you need one tick. You're falling back. I mean, yeah, that's a brutal way to lose that one. And in a series where Pirates and Pajamas looked like they could take map number 1, they were not in map number 2 at all. I mean, that was a blowout.
Yeah, that was one. Yeah. Next map. There it is. That's what you got to look for. Next map.
Yep, the reverse sweep.
Ignore that one. Reverse sweep starts now. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from that last map. There were a few, not as many as we'd obviously hope and Pirates in Pajamas would hope. Yeah, that really was just a rough one, especially catching this many people on the cross as well. It's very hard. When you are crossing, with the Orisa, you just want to get onto the Mega Health Pack and then basically flip the slides on him, but they were just unable to do so. And then the snowball advantage of the ultimates Luminosity just came in clutch.
You need to get to that point with the Orisa with having like the spear spin and the fortify up, right? Using spear spin to like get close to the fire truck and then only having fortify. I mean, that is like a clear signal for Luminosity that they can go, right? So when they see those cooldowns out, they know they can get right in. Here we go. Bam. Everybody moves that way. And you don't have speed, right? So there's no way to like speed on the point. I believe that's a boop, as that is 69 KD there from Luminosity. Nice. Pretty good.
No, Matt. Come on now. You're supposed to say it's not.
What is it? Nice.
It's nice.
It's nice. It's nice.
0.1 KDA for Paris and Joe. I mean, come on. Like, who's really surprised it was that much of a blowout on Midtown?
That's not nice.
That's the opposite of nice. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I mean, look, map number 3, reverse sweep starts right now. I mean, PiP wants some revenge, right? They did get knocked down here by Timeless, and students of the game are facing Timeless a little bit later on, and they also beat them in the group stages. So they want revenge at some point, but they actually have to get there first. But right now, it's looking like a shutout for Luminosity, who on paper would be the stronger team here. But map number 1 was very back and forth, and it felt like it was going to go the distance. But if Luminosity can kind of keep this up, I don't think Pirates want any of this smoke. There's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, map number 1 looked like it was going to be, set up for a really close series, especially, I mean, if you were going to beat a team like Luminosity, this would be the time to do it, right? Right. Directly coming off of a 3-0 loss, they're playing like kind of a Zarya comp, and you're playing the Orisa comp, which we just saw like Hawk and Co really take advantage of in that series. And you figure like, hey, this is, if you're going to beat a team at this level at this moment, like this is kind of be where you would want it to happen, and right now Luminosity is just not having any of that. Just really strong map number 2.
All right, Esperanca is where they can change things up if they want to, but I think Risk is just the name of the game here for Pirates in Pajamas. I'd expect Luminosity to just still run the Zarya. It's been working out extremely well. Didn't work out, obviously, earlier on in this series against M80, but I do think with how the series ended up going, it was a little bit closer than what it was on paper, but still going down. Luminosity can make the salty run back if M80 managed to make it through against their match against Toronto Defiant a little bit later. This bracket is just so stacked. I mean, very top heavy in this region, it feels like. I know Jake was speaking about it on the desk a little bit earlier on, about how a lot of the talent, and especially some of this up-and-coming North American talent as well, they've been in the gulag, basically, against some of the best players in the world when the Overwatch League was around. I mean, some of these Tracer players were playing against proper in ranked. Like, there's no better practice than that, right? Going up against some of the craziest people to ever touch the game. And that's why you're seeing so many high-level teams here in the North America region.
And there's also like time for teams to even make changes, right? You see some of these players that are playing on like Pirates in Pajamas, or players who are on LFO and like had really good performances, right? Like they end up making a team together, right? The best pieces of them, or you know, one player just like performs at a crazy high level. A team like Timeless, right, like makes, you know, a finals run, right? And then you're looking at like, hey, like Chopper and Rocket, right? Like, you know, these type of players, like where can they go in the future, and what can they do, like whether it be as a team or kind of you know, advancing their careers in a certain way. So like I think there's a lot of opportunity for players to grow. I also think you know, when you have tons of teams who have played at the highest level, and like tons of players in this region who play at the Overwatch League level and like know what to practice and how to practice and things like that, it's going to take a little bit for everybody else to catch up. So I think as the year goes on, these games will get even closer.
Oh, 100%. And yeah, later down the line too, after this year as well, it's going to be getting even closer. Esperanca coming up though, just loading into the map now. Luminosity's map pick too. So ban of Coliseum for Pirates in Pajamas. Suravasa if we make it there. Whoop. Still Esperanca, don't worry. It's all good. Yeah, Luminosity going to come out the gate swinging, I would imagine. Yeah, that was the wrong name. It's all good though. We're chilling.
Yeah, that would have been a map 1 Lijiang with a map 2 Nepal, which I know if you paid attention to the group stages when we ran the map veto, that is now possible. So
that is true, yes. Although it would be funny if we did have, I know because Korea and some of the Asia region teams right now have a slightly different format where they're picking the map types too. It would be funny if teams just continually pick hybrid or like continually pick escort, you know what I mean?
Pro play becomes King's Row 24/7.
Yes,
you know,
dude.
hey,
let's go. Hybrid 24/7.
To find out who's the better team, let's play King's Row 6 times in a row.
Okay, you can't pick the same map, but you can pick. You know, come on. It would be funny if you could pick.
Why not? Let him pick the same map.
Pick hybrid over and over again. I think it would be hilarious. I like hybrid. Hybrid's a good game type. Just saying. All right,
so they come out with Zarya here against the Orisa. That's really been kind of like the story about Luminosity's day, right? Dante looked pretty good on the Zarya when they can keep him up. It's looked very good against these Orisa comps. I think it's, you know, at least what we're seeing this far, right, is that like, I know obviously Pirates in Pajamas putting up a pretty good fight in map number 1, map number 2 a blowout. But I think it was really how MAD was playing it, and like specifically Hawk was kind of playing that, you know, matchup, you know, with the, you know, holding on to his cooldowns and just being, you know, great at Orisa. That was probably a big difference in that series.
Yeah, definitely being good at hero definitely helps for the win. I think you've taken Jake's coaching sessions there, Matt, with those kind of comments. All right, King.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using the Jake coaching thing to make it to top 500. My goal, I told Jake, my goal is to be higher ranked than Reinforced. So I think I only need to get to like Diamond. But
I mean, Plat at most, brother. Nice win there for Luminosity. Good job from King as well, starting that fight off. Just diffing Taejong as the bridge is now in control for them. However, with Luminosity's comp, you want to play a little bit up here, especially with the Zarya, get some free charge, and just help your Sojourn too. If you can find an initial pick here, it's almost guaranteed for a checkpoint cap, and you can see Vision receiving a lot of support from the rest of his team. It's the slide, straight up onto high ground, fully charged railgun, or it was, until no one peeked.
Well, the hardest thing is Pirates in Pajamas taking like this ship damage coming in. This will be Rush here from Squid. I know an answer here from Divinity, but totally fine fighting in it. They just kind of like take some damage, Pirates in Pajamas, like before they even come in, and they're not even forcing like Dante to use any of the bubbles or anything in that regard, right? So once they actually like then decide like, hey, we're kind of low, like we can't just sit here and get poked down, we have to go. They're using all their cooldowns, but then Dante has both these bubbles to keep everybody, you know, pretty healthy in terms of denying some of the damage, and then also converting it into big damage for himself. So that'll be checkpoint here for Luminosity rather easily here, as Strider will now go over to the Ramatra here to try and battle this.
Taejong trying to check King on the flank here. King making it a little bit difficult, though. Actually forcing Taejong's recall. Sound barrier, Graviton Surge. Oh, Chronic's in trouble. 4-person grab. Yeah, Chronic, no chance. And then with Taejong, I mean, Dante was right in front of him. He whiffed the pulse, and that will be a team wipe for Luminosity. I mean, this is back-to-back-to-back fight wins, and they're getting it round, almost around this final corner, it feels like. Swaps as well for Pirates in Pajamas. They went the Ram. They invested so many ults into this one, and Luminosity could just play up. They've got a rush, a super early one at that. 40% ult charge over Divinity right now is Squid, so Luminosity are good for this fight too.
Yeah, and the Zarya's pretty nasty inside of that rush, as it looks like trying to take some high ground here.
Suzu already used.
Pirates in Pajamas.
Suzu's already gone?
Yeah, already.
A really early Suzu's here on Divinity. Just too scared of King, just getting a one clip in the back line, and Chronic suffers from a chronic case of pulse bomb in the back. Squid, King coming up with kills. I mean, Matt, this is a little bit of a slaughter. 6.5 minutes to go, and they're on the final corner.
And you didn't even have to use that rush if you were Luminosity.
Yeah.
Taejong gonna go over to the Echo here. Try and see if they can get a target down, maybe half HP, burn him down, just try and get some type of player advantage. But this has been brutal so far here for Pirates in Pajamas, and which was you know, a Jaws certified close series is looking to end.
I said I couldn't
not exactly in that fashion.
I said I couldn't give that guarantee, okay? I prefaced it. I had the little asterisk if you read the terms and conditions. Rush from Squid does push him forward. Stride is just taking infinite damage though, but luckily they've got a rush of their own so they can sustain through it with the rapid healing coming out from Divinity. A overclock met with Magic Maple's sound barrier, so no one's going to instantly drop, but without that now Luminosity can just press 3 ults and win, right? Got a beat, they've got a grab in 5, they're just going to rush them down. Magic Maple in trouble in this, guys, manages to get away, but Chronic falls, and there's the grab to end it all. Pulse bomb on top, the bigger bang detonates Pirates in Pajamas. A full cap on the horizon for Luminosity. Should just be a clean 3-0. This is Pirates in Pajamas maybe touching a dupe on Stakiri, but I don't think there's enough healing in the world to save you now. Luminosity capped the point, finished the game with a 3-0, and that was a lightning fast series.
That was an ugly last map. I mean, that was, you know, I feel bad for Pirates in Pajamas in a way, in that, you know, we probably see them put up a better performance than that, but man, they just got dumpstered there in the final map by Luminosity. Really, you know, doing everything right, running that Zarya comp to perfection, and it didn't seem like Pirates in Pajamas really had an answer for it.
No, that first map was close. Don't get me wrong. Control, a little bit closer, went all through rounds, right? But yeah, those last two, getting full held on Midtown, and then not winning a single fight on Esperanca. Just that couldn't have been more one-sided. Luminosity want to make their solid run back. They want to get through this lower bracket now. Their next opponent will be the winner of our next game. That's Timeless and Students of the Game. Another fantastic series coming up, and two teams that a lot of people may be underrating a little bit. Maybe Timeless fans out there got a lot of hope for this next series. You know, Luminosity, they're looking strong right now, but can they continue that momentum? Guys on the desk, what do you think? How'd you find that series? Pretty quick final 2 maps.
Very quick. I mean, great
That was
stuff
a
from
speed
Luminosity.
run.
Yeah, that
Classic
was
push speed run to close it out.
Yeah,
quick.
I mean, honestly, like after getting their first loss, I was like, oh, maybe is that gonna affect them? Not at all. They came in ready. They were like, hey, let's get this thing done. Let's get this done and move on.
Yeah, credit to Luminosity, but at the same time, I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to see PiP put their best foot forward, because at the end of the day, they had a good tournament. They took a couple maps from Timeless, which, you know, Timeless is really good. And then also you beat LFO in the lower bracket. So I was really excited to see PiP put their best foot forward and try to, you know, take some maps there from Luminosity. So it's a bit of a shame that especially Midtown was just so one-sided and they didn't even touch the point.
Yeah, that first map was very close, very hotly contested. Still, we got to see definitely good plays from both sides. I thought there were moments where PiP was going to run away with that first map. But LG bringing out the Orisa looking good. I will say Strider hit a body block on this map that was That was cool Matt 69 level. I'm gonna call that one right out. That is a rare high tier body block play at this level of the game. Very, very sick. So there were bright spots from PiP, but you got to admit LG they had so much after map 1. It was really just a one-sided affair. I mean, it wasn't really competitive from there on out.
Yeah. Yep. I think that pretty much sums it up. I mean, now you're looking at Luminosity and what they can do in the rest of the bracket here. They're going to face either the winner of Timeless and Students of the Game. So they can build on this. We saw them, they're able to flex over to the Diva compositions, when Strider pulled out the Sigma composition. So again, they play some different compositions here and there, but, they'll want to improve against their 0-3 loss against M80.
Yeah, I think this sort of makes me think like maybe M80 is a much heavier hitter than we thought. We sort of put them in the top 3. Maybe they're one of the very best teams because they did kind of demolish Luminosity. Not as clearly as this match was, but still it was pretty favored from M80. So, I mean, LG's still looking amazing, still looking like they want to make a run back here with King player of the match. Well-deserved, great performance on Tracer, 67 and 6. Woo! That is a beatdown. This guy did not go down too often in the series.
And also, we have to talk about the play that he did where.
Oh,
the pulse bomb
in the spray, in the pulse bomb the body. That's map 3. You got to credit him with map 3. You got to credit him with map 3. He put the wombo combo on him, and then map 3 it was like there's no more mental left.
And it happened so fast. I was like, was that 2? Was that a teabag to a spray, or was that another thing? And Jake was like, no, that was a pulse bomb as well. I was like, oh really? Yeah. Everyone, all hail the King, and we're talking about King because we love King, and we have him for the post-match interview. Please welcome King from Luminosity. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Big congratulations on getting the win. Jay, do you want to start the interview?
Yeah, so I'm just really curious about what it's like, being on a collegiate program that's now partnering with Luminosity, and what that experience been for you, like as a competitive professional player.
It's been a lot of fun. I think it's a lot of work trying to balance like school and like trying to get better in scrims, but it's definitely an experience I didn't expect this year, but yeah, it's a lot of fun right now.
All right, congrats, Ken. I got 2 questions for you. So the first one, we got to ask, of course, you took a 3-0 loss to M80, but then, quickly had to adapt. You're playing against PiP. How did you reflect on the loss against M80, and how did you prepare going into the match here against PiP?
I think it was pretty night and day. I think we felt very scared versus M80, and then versus PiP, we're like, okay, let's wake up, play our game, just walk in there, and it was like pretty night and day. So I feel like if we just play our game more, like it'll be a lot easier for us, look better.
Yeah, it looked real clean. Yeah. Now, I've been talking to some players in the North American region, and especially recently, there's been multiple players who's been saying that you are the best Genji in the region. I was just curious about your thoughts on that. What are some other Genjis you respect? But are you the best Genji? I know you didn't play Genji right now, but like, are you the best Genji in the region?
I think I'm definitely one of the best. I'll say it's probably tit for tat for like me and Sugar Free. I'll say like I'm not really too sure, but I'm definitely up there for sure.
Yeah, I agree as well. One final question. Your next match is going to be against either Timeless or Students of the Game. King, who would you rather face for your next match?
I'd probably face Students of the Game. I want to play versus PG again, but for who wins, I'm actually not sure, but definitely Students of the Game.
All right. I think that pretty much wraps up the interview. King, thank you so much for your time. And again, big congratulations on getting the win today.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, King.
Thank you.